All right, this is going to be a kind of a cool video. It's going to be man versus machine. What do I mean? I'm going to show you some bills of sale on one lawsuit, and there's several, and so I'm going to show you what my thoughts are on. I'll put what I think is wrong with the bill of sale. Then I'll put a ParkerGPT review of each one and show you just how cool the ParkerGPT. So it's Parker against Parker. It's me looking at this, reviewing it, and then putting it into ParkerGPT to see how it compares to what I found. It's an interesting chain of title. I always think to myself, oh, what tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. And the LVNV Funding gives me that thought when I'm looking at their bills of sale. And the more they offer, the worse it gets for them. You're going to see how weird this goes out of control. And hopefully this is instructive for you so that you can use this in your LVNV case or any debt buy case to break down the bill of sales. We're doing a lot of work on that. So the man versus machine theory is, let's take a look and see how good this ParkerGPT is. So Shazam, that's the complaint that was filed against a member that said, hey, I just got this case dismissed. You want to take a crack at it? So I'm going to take a crack at it. And we always look for the linchpin. Here are my linchpin videos. Linchpins are the things that if we knock those out, the whole case falls apart and we get a dismissal. So let's look at the linchpins here, which are allegations. Yeah, it's kind of a weirdly written complaint, but allegations 11 and 12, just to emphasize those. And those are your linchpins. You knock that out, which is really easy to do. One of the reasons why those are your linchpins, because they're not specific about providing any proof to anybody why plaintiff has the right to sue you. Interestingly, for example, paragraph 9 says, a defendant owes plaintiff interest in the amount of blah, 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 plus owes defendant on the debt. Before, so it goes into detail what defendant owes plaintiff before it actually says plaintiff owns the debt because it was assigned it. They don't care. You should. 9 out of 10 of these cases are going to get dismissed very quickly and defaulted. Bad for you, the debtor. So we're the 1 of 10 and we're trying to expand that. So get educated. So here is the first affidavit or bill of sale that is provided by the plaintiff in this case. And there it is, number 1. And so the original creditor is Credit One Bank. The original creditor. Here it's called the assigner, and on February 28, 2023, it claims it sold, assigned, conveyed, is granted something to MHC Receivables LLC, and it provides, as you will see, throughout all these bill of sales, Credit One Fresh Resurgent 032023. That's already making me suspicious, because what's Resurgent got to do with this? Unless it was in on the thing at the very beginning of this tangled web. So the defects I found in this bill of sale are these. There's no debtor or account mentioned. There's no date, no authority to sign. There's also no forward flow agreement, but that's okay. There's nothing there showing that the debt of the debtor is being passed along by Credit One Bank. So now let's have a look at the ParkerGPT analysis of this. There we go. All right, so we're looking at a bill of sale, and what they call a bill of sale and assignment from Credit One Bank to MHC Receivables. Let's log in. This is man versus machine. Let's see what ParkerGPT can do versus me. Look at attached bill of sale for defects. And here's what you do with the rocket ship. you click on the rocket ship. It says enhance prompt with AI. So you enhance your inquiry so your results are even better, and it'll do it for you. So let's first click on what we need to put in. Credit 1, MHC. That's in. We're about to put that into ParkerGPT. It's going to give us the result. So click. Oh, forgot to press the enhance, but that's all right. So we're doing this video, and I'm looking at it's titled Man versus Machine. So I look at the bill of sale, I break it down. This first one I didn't see much. So let's see what ParkerGPT sees. And as you can see, that's quite a lot. Wow. Oh, statute of frauds, standing and ownership issues. All right. So the bottom line, bill of sale contains exact same fatal defects that Brian Parker uses to defeat debt buyers regularly. So the takeaway, document actually helps your defense rather than hurting it because it demonstrates the debt buyer's inability to prove specific ownership. It's exactly what courts require under Michigan law. So this was a Ohio case, but it would be similarly. In fact, Ohio's got better assignment cases than Michigan does, in my opinion. I don't practice that. Once in a while, I get pulled into an Ohio case. So here's what we've got. So they're saying there's a generic debt pool problem. Your bill of sale refers only to accounts, but the computer file is not attached. Legal significance without the specific computer file showing your individual account. This assignment only transfers a generic pool of debt. Right. So missing critical documents. It shows you that. Incomplete assignment. A bill of sale is not an assignment, so it's missing every assignment. Based on Brian Parker's successful strategies, MHC receivables cannot prove it owns a specific debt. So I'm going to leave it at that. You can see exactly what ParkerGPT tells you to do. And so that would go into your affidavit, into your answer, into your counter-affidavit, into your answer, your affirmative defenses. So I'm going to stop here and go back to the next bill of sale. And we're going to build up so you'll be able to, once this whole bill of chain of title is examined, then I'll tell you what that does for you. So what we're doing is showing you how GPT breaks down anything you give it and shows you the, if you will, fatal defects to beat debt buyers. So let's end this now, and we'll go back to the next bill of sale. So that was ParkerGPT, quite extensive, and that's what you do. Just go to ParkerGPT and put whatever you want to be responded to or examined, and it'll take care of it. Here's the next bill of sale. That's, well, they call it a bill of sale and assignment of accounts. That's not assignment of your account. And again, this one is AMHC Receivables LLC. The claims who received it from Credit 1 Bank, and that's March 16th, 2023. Here's the problems I have with this. You can look. No debtor name or account. No data file is stated in the bill of sale. No date of signature or authority. I don't need to read to tell you that because they're all the same. And one of your parts of your research, if you want, is to go check out that signature. I would implore you, when you get a mess like this, and these companies are all claiming to own or pass on the debt, go look at where they are located when this was signed. That'll be very instructive for you. The next one is how ParkerGPT looked at the same bill of sale. Shazam. All right, so we're going to look at the second bill of sale between MHC Receivables LLC to Credit Asset Sales LLC. So please review the bill of sale attached and look for defects. And then I could press the rocket ship, and that will break down a better way for you to ask, as I don't have access. Oh. All right, let me attach it. See, it is thinking now. Hey, look at it, I'm up in the air. So while it's thinking, I found that there was no debtor name or account, no data file as stated in the bill of sale, no date of signature or authority assigned by Mark Raphael in the one it is reviewing now. And it has found a number of issues, major defects, missing computer file, chain of title, break, inadequate. It goes so fast, it has so much, and then it makes recommendations. Inadequate level documentation, defect representation, makes representations about business records, how Parker uses these defects, no production of file, generic pull assignment, breaking the chain of title, and it mentions a Midland Funding versus Bassett case, which is one of mine. So that's how ChatGPT looks at it. So we're going to go to the third bill of sale now. Back to the original video. All right, here's the third bill of sale. Shazam. Again, March 16, 2023. MHC receivables, who claim to have received it from Credit One Bank, gave it to Credit Asset Sales in that last one. And now they are claiming, even though they've given it to Credit Asset Sales, MHC receivables on the same day, March 16, 2023, in that bill of sale, is claiming to give the same debt to FNBM LLC. So this is already spiraling out of control. And again, there's no mention of the debtor, same debts already sold to Credit Asset Sales, no data signature. Let's look at ParkerGPT's review. Shazam. Okay, so we are looking at the third document. Please review the third bill of sale connected to the other two for defects. So we would do the rocket ship. Let's do the rocket ship. See what it's. Oh, I got to connect. Let me connect. So I'm going to put in the MHC to FNBM. That's the new one. And what is it? Rocket ship it. Okay. Extract all parties involved in the sale. Look at that. How it. The reason you want that is because that will open up many more defects that you can use to show the court that this company that's suing you, in this case LVNV, does not own the debt. So let's see what ParkerGPT does to find out what is wrong with that bill of sale that in my big video, that this small video is incorporated inside. I am breaking down with my Parker brain versus ParkerGPT. So it pretty much is doing, if you can, there are, oh, this is beautiful. So that breaks, as you can see, it breaks it all down how that, now it's going to get fun. So the fourth one is going to be fun. So thank you. All right, so you can see where this is going. So here's the fourth bill of sale to review. These are all attached to the lawsuit, Shazam. And this is, so now FNBM on same day, March 16th, is sending something to Credit Asset Sales that already has it from MHC receivables. And now I guess they're sending it back. I don't know what they're up to. Well, I'm glad they're up to something because it's not going to help them. Yeah, March 16th, MHC receivables gave debts to credit asset sales, then FNBM that received it from MHC after giving it to credit asset sales is giving it back to credit asset sales, that which it did not have in the first place because it had already been given to credit asset sales. And then MHC receivables has something there saying, yeah, it's good. So obviously this is a whole plate of wrong. Here's how ParkerGPT looks at this. Shazam.
Look at fourth bill of sale. I'm going to give ParkerGPT a hint. How is FNBM selling to credit asset? Is it credit asset sales when MHC receivables, when MHC receivables sold something to credit asset sales already in the second bill of sale. You look at show defects. And then we just click on, I'm going to make sure I have it. So I'm going to put in the fourth one. It's in there. Have ParkerGPT mull it over. Probably as confused as I am, as the court will be, as to the weird chain and bill of sale. They threw one too many in there. Impossible timeline, see? Double assignment problem. So that goes into your counter-affidavit. Double assignment. You'd quote those words. And at the end of this, we're going to have ChatGPT create an answer and a counter-affidavit and affirmative defenses already made up based on all this information for you if you were taking this case through. So look at that. Impossible double assignment. You put that right in anywhere you can write it. After acquired assignment problem, chain of title breaks. But that's double assignment, chain of defect. I'd put that right at the top of my preliminary statement. So that's cool. So let's go back to what's next. Oh, there's another one. All right, so let's go back.
It's a debt already sold, no dates of signature, and this bill of sale has gone off the rails. So we look now at the fifth bill of sale, Shazam, and that's credit asset sales selling it to Resurgent, something that they don't have, that they did have, that they gave to somebody else, that somebody shouldn't have given to them in the first place, that they did a double assignment on. So of course, and on the same March 16th, it says closing date, but closing dates are just the same as a lack of signature. When you look at the signature by somebody for credit asset sales, they haven't dated their own signature. There's no accidents when it comes to money. So that should be dated and signed. You don't have to go to law school to know nothing's effective until it's dated and signed. Everything that's signed, whatever you sign for, dated and signed. But they leave out the date because they can just pass it around and put it onto, for years, the same stuff because no one's going to notice. It's a 9 out of 10 rule. But we did, and we've noticed that this thing has just gone off the freaking rails. So here's how ParkerGPT looked at the fifth bill of sale.
So now we have this fifth bill of sale. Let's put it into ParkerGPT. And that is credit asset to Resurgent. This is a real problem now. review attached bill, Parker, bill of sale for defects in the total chain, title with others for defects. And then we just go click. And we wait on, in this case, this is one that had a forward flow agreement, and there's no forward flow agreement. It's called purchase and sale agreement between seller and resurgent acquisitions. That's got to be attached if you can rely on it, and they do say they rely on it. Value received in accordance. Do they have any? And there you go. That's, oh. Wow. ParkerGPT cranking it. Wow. Gives you a motion to dismiss 5 assignments of the same portfolio in 17 days. 3 assignments on the same day, legal impossibility, missing documentation for all transfers, competing ownership claims that cannot be reconciled, generic debt pool assignments rejected by Michigan courts. You can just check your state. They have a cool title, Catastrophic Chain of Title Analysis, 5 failed assignments. And it just breaks down. Look at that. Credit one bank to MHC, MHC to FNBM, MHC to Credit Asset. It sold it twice, same day. FNBM to Credit Asset Sales, who already has it from MHC, same day. Then Credit Asset Sales to Resurgent. That's the triple assignment problem. Oof. So that's that. Let's go to, I think there's one more. Oh, this is my favorite, in that it's not a favorite of anybody. Okay, so these ones are this. We'll see this next. I'm going to go do it in the full video and bring back to you. And now my favorite, which is this transfer and assignment. Now I've done videos on this. Let me get Shazam. I've done videos on the transfer and assignment. By the way, that 5th one, it had a forward flow agreement mentioned, the purchase and sale agreement between seller, Credit Asset Sales, and Resurgent. So that's what's been going on all along. That needs to be attached to something because it's done pursuant to the purchase and sale agreement, the forward flow agreement. There's no date or signing authority, but this is something, this next document, transfer and assignment, that gets attached to so many lawsuits with LVNV funding that I see both in Florida and in Michigan and other states. And it's the signatures are exactly the same in the ones in my eyes that I see. You do what you want with that, but I would do some research on the signature if you have this in front of you. This is saying research acquisitions is giving something to LVNV funding. Resurgent acquisitions didn't have anything, just as Credit Asset Sales kind of did, then kind of didn't, then kind of did, and it's a convoluted mess. Now, I will tell you, I sort of know why they're doing that, but you don't have to go that deep. Just you use their documents. There's some stuff that they could do to say, oh, wait a minute, Your Honor, but it would make their whole thing collapse on a large scale. So this is fiction that gets upheld unless you say something about it. So there's nothing to Resurgent to have for LVNV funding to have standing here. So now I'm going to give you the ParkerGPT examination of this transfer and assignment, plus that same snippet. You're going to see all of this wrapped up into an answer, affirmative defenses, and a counter-affidavit. So that's the beauty of ParkerGPT. You just supply it
and it does all the work for you. I still spend hours doing, because it turns me on, right? But I probably spend 3 hours more than I need to. Sometimes, in some cases. But I like to stay relevant, keep the brain going, just like I'm doing this man versus machine. So the machine, ParkerGPT, found a lot more than I did, but that's 30 years versus me doing this today. So look at this final video.
All right, this is the final document. Compare man versus machine, Parker versus ParkerGPT. Let's attach the document you want ParkerGPT to look at. Review for defects with the other documents and any chain of title issues. So after this is done, I'm going to do how this is going to help you. It's going to be, here is an answer. I'm going to put in the complaint, and then I'm going to have it do an answer and affirmative defenses for you. So let's check it out. So when I reviewed it in the big video, it's nothing for a surgeon to transfer to LVNV, no debtor name or account, very similar signatures from other same documents. I've done a lot of these transfer and assignment cases with this LVNV Funding. It's the same signatures on all the other cases. You do, in my opinion, you do what you want with that. Look at that. It does a chain of title breakdown, the musical chair's ownership problem, the gives you what to say to the court. That's some good stuff. Sanctions. Any competent attorney would recommend dismissal. 5 assignments on the same day. I bet you those companies aren't all in the same location. That's something you should check out too. Go find out where these companies and people that sign these documents are located on the same day. So that's that. So now I'm going to give it the complaint. So that's the actual complaint. In this case, it's from a case in Ohio. A member sent it in and said, hey, you want to check this out? So we're checking it out. Please review the lawsuit and produce an answer and counter. Let's just do answer and affidavit and affirmative defenses. So it's going to review everything. It's going to review. This is what you do. You put your complaint into ParkerGPT and any information you want it to examine. And I guess I could have just done that, but I wanted to explain that other stuff, man versus machine. And so this is going to give you the breakdown of how this ParkerGPT helps you answer your lawsuit, so you don't have to spend hours. I still spend hours on my own answering lawsuits that are really fun, meaning I can see so many problems and I like to go in and do it myself. But you better believe I start here, and then I add that as a skeleton, then I add the muscles and the ligaments of fun. That seems like a warped person, but this is what turns me on. So finding, it's just, to me, it's just, I don't like bullies. And this is bullying these debt collectors. So it's fun to smack them around with their own documents. So we are looking at their own documents right here. And this thing is, as you can see, is pumping out a ton of stuff for you if this was your case. In the real case, this thing was dismissed using some of our stuff. The case was dismissed against the client, and he sent this stuff along. So there's your affirmative complaint. answer the complaint, affirmative defense. Now comes denial. I think it was 10. So I'm not happy with this answer in that it didn't break it down properly. So I am going to fix it. I'm going to go, hey, I wonder if I should say, hey, please provide an answer to each. How many pleadings were there? Excusey. There were, come on, baby. There were 12 allegations. So please provide an answer to each 12 allegations of the complaint in the form of an answer. So this is all right. So I didn't use the prompt enhancement, the rocket ship. So that's part of their learning process and yours, meaning if it makes a mistake, look at that. There's the answer to specific allegations. And it's using what we learned. Oh, look at that. Specifically outlining. And for courts love, don't go to a service that goes answer, admit, denied, don't know. You want it broken down for the court and for the other side, because the ultimate goal is to get this case dismissed. So that is a great answer right there. See, every paragraph was addressed, denied, and then the affirmative defenses, why they suck, lack of standing, fraudulent conveyance. That's a bankruptcy term, but that's interesting. So that's how you do it. Let me just give it a shot here. Please create a template counter-affidavit based upon the above. Let's see. Then we're going to be done with this aspect and done with this. This may be a long video. Take your time with it. It's got some powerful stuff in it. Oh, there it is. That's one. So you have got the rest of the litigation, which this case ain't going anywhere. It's going to get dismissed as it did. But using this type of stuff in your response to any complaint that you get, this is the way to go. This little video I just did should be the video, but hopefully I can do a good job with the whole thing here. And that's how you use ParkerGPT to crush the bad guys. Hope that helps.
All right, so that's a whole bunch of stuff for you. It's that easy. Just go to ParkerGPT, load it up with the thing you want responded to. As I showed you in that little snippet video, if you're unhappy with what it gives you, there's two ways to correct that. Your prompt, you hit the rocket ship and it will be a better prompt, better question. Or once it gives you something, go, hey, could you fix this? And boom, look what we did when we asked them to fix it. So I want to show you the workings and use of ParkerGPT, but that's man against the machine, and the machine wins. So you've got a lot on your plate. Just let ParkerGPT, the P stands for plate. So good Parker training. Let ParkerGPT handle all of this. So like, love, and subscribe. It's a full video that I'm just going to let everybody enjoy, and we'll go from there. Hope it helped. Thanks.